Okay, we're back for episode 245, part 2. If you were here yesterday, you saw episode 244. And if you've been here for weeks, you know that I got these special customer submitted penny wrap pennies at my bank, and they're all copper. Whoever it was, I believe, um, no wheat cents, but no 83s either. All copper 82s or earlier from all of these pennies. And so they take a little, copper pennies take a little extra time because there's these varieties. And so I put a couple to the side. So we're going to see what we see when we see it right now. And hopefully, man, look at this. Yeah, I mean, a penny like this takes a little extra time to look at than, let's say, a modern zinc. Now that doesn't mean that there can't be an error on a modern zinc, but because the penny, right, the copper penny, there's a little mark over to the side of the 8. Because the copper penny, there was less quality control when they minted them, and they hand struck mint marks, all kinds of stuff that they did on copper pennies that they don't do on current zinc cents, US zinc cents. And certain dies had certain issues. Yeah, this looks. Yeah, this is a sintered cent. It's not just a brown cent because you can see the high points are copper and the field is dark brown. That's sintering. I did some videos on it. If you want to check out my, you go search through the channel. You can look for sintering, and I explain what that is. The 2 has some notching, but I'm going to say it's not doubled. And so does the motto. We got one beautiful letter on Liberty, the Y in Liberty. I really like it a lot. Let me look at it again under the loop. Sometimes when you look at it through the camera, I still like it. I'm going to put it for research. I'll put it with the other ones. I'll start a new research line to differentiate between the episodes. Nice. Sweet, man. Yeah. Nice. So, some people might know the exact error this is. I'm just going to call it a collar error, meaning that something was wrong with the collar, and when it was being moved around, it got damaged. Now, could it be a feeder error? Do you know what type of strength it takes to make an impression like this? I mean, you're talking about machining. This is done by machining. And if it was done outside of the mint, you would see damage all over the place, right, from wherever it was coming. But it's right in these exact three spots: here, here, and here. Now, even if it was done through a what's that called, a chopper, I don't think this was done with a chopper. I don't think this is from a chopper. I'm gonna put that to the side. That's a nice one. I've seen this before, that they look sandblasted. There's a name for it. It's another error. I think this is a planchet error. Meaning that the sheet metal that they used had an issue. And when it was either being annealed, right, because all pennies, all coins are not all, I don't know about all coins, but all pennies are, all copper pennies were annealed. They were fired for hardening. And that's what I think caused this. But some research, I could find it. I could find out. Now, it's not typical to find this many possible errors in a penny roll, right? A lot of times, I will be looking at that in a second. A lot of times, most of the copper is gone, right? From penny rolls. That's why you only find some. Interesting. I wonder what that is. Interesting. I'm gonna look at the back for the floating roof. No floating roof. Strong FG. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's a very, very tiny scratch or mark or whatever you want to call it. And it extends through the rim. You can see it here, especially on the right side. Not so much on the left. Hmm. I don't know what that is. Interesting. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments below. Another rim error. Misaligned die. It's not that nice. Not that good. I'll put that with the fines. So rolls like this are not common. Ah, very nice. Very, very nice. You can see it in the, I think so. Let me look at it real quick. It looks like a die clash. Uh, it might be. It might. It's very. You can see the shadow in the column. I guess that's what I picked up on. But there's no real good um, head outline. So even if it is there, it's really weak. All right, I'll put this with the MSs. Yeah, so somebody who collects copper is never going to put copper back into a, right? Because, I mean, Two Sheds Gabby, that's what he does, right? He takes out all the copper, right? Because he knows that it's worth 3 times the amount of face value. Three point something, whatever it is. I mean, at some point, copper is going to be worth 4 or 5 times face value. Then, if you know, I mean, it took nothing at all for you to put it to the side, right? Let me check this out in the Luke. There's a nice notching on the W. That's about it. I still won't hold on to it. But that's what a notching looks like, or a spread that can be possibly resulting in a double die variation, or a hub doubling variation, or a tilted hub variation. But it's the only thing I see out of the whole coin. So I'm not going to go nuts about it. I'll put it with the fines. Fines. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't, right? Just because I'm not. You know, maybe you should. Maybe you should check out all of the. I'll put that with the fines. Maybe it's AU. Let me see. Put it fines. Wow, what a beauty, huh? Has some black spots on it. I'll put it with the MS. This one has the two has two different finishes. Oh wow. Two totally different finishes. I'm even gonna polish off the front just a little bit just to show you. Just to make it a little brighter on the obverse, but you're gonna see. Now this is a planchet error. They have a different finish for one side of the sheet metal than they do the other. It could also be a lamination error, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. But I found some of them in these penny rolls. Look, and you can see even has a little die chip on the bottom of the stairs. Yep. Oh wow. Oh, that's something else, huh? It's a lamination error. It's not a lamination error. It could be a lamination error, but to me, it's the sheet metal has a different finish on one side. Maybe it was going to be um, for uncirculated coins or for proof coins, and somehow it got put into the. So they just it's just a different finish on one side of the sheet metal. That's wicked, 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 wicked. It's so obvious. Nice misaligned die. I'll look at the 4. If not, I'll probably put this into the AU category. I got some notching in the T and the W, and we see those southern spreads. I'm really not crazy about. You know, they're pretty common. You know, when you see the spread going down to the south like that, I mean, I find them pretty often. And unless it's really super duper duper, well, this one's pretty nice, I have to admit. It's not super, but it's, even the E has it. So does the D in God. All right, I'll hold on to this one. We'll do some research on it. I'll probably end up putting this one into a flip. That's the stuff people like, especially on a nice looking copper penny like this that's also misaligned. It might be worth a couple bucks. All right, I'll hold on to that. Wow, that's a beauty. I wonder if that little spot will come out. Nah. See the little above Liberty? Let me look at it through the loop. Looks like a little black spot. Ah, it might come out. It looks like there's a little line on the side of the L. And the 5. The 5 looks a little doubled. I see on the side of the L, I don't know if you can see it through the camera. Probably has something to do with the the collar. On the left of the L towards the west. And then I said on the 5. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, you can see a little bit there to the right on the loop. All right, we'll do a little research on that one too. So this is how I like things to go in the channel. Hey, this is how much we got left, and we'll probably end up right around 25 to 30 minutes unless we find something else also interesting. And that's a nice, to me, that's a nice time for the video. Half hour is a nice time. An hour is just too long. A lot of misaligns, huh? You got to look at the 4s. 4s seem to be a big number on the copper pennies. And this one has a lower spread to the south of the tip of the 4. Oh yeah, nice, man, nice. All right, let me check out the other elements real quick, especially the L. You always have to check the L for these little tiny notches and stuff. All right, so on the 4, now the 74, if I remember correctly, there is no, but you can see it there. You can see it very easily right there, the bottom of the 4. How about if we take the light off? Now you can see it better with the light on. Let me get the pointer. Sorry, I haven't used the pointer today. I forgot. But you can see the shadow, the extra point. It's a pointy shadow underneath the tip. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so we got a bunch of things to look at later or to put into flips. Rust. Pennies don't rust. Probably a lamination error. Pennies don't rust. Excuse me, copper doesn't rust. It does look like corrosion, to be honest with you, right? Like I see some green on the reverse. I see some green, but that interior rust look. Maybe that's from the other element. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was leaning towards lamination era. If it's improperly mixed, if the copper plate is improperly mixed, there might be some pooling of other metals that rust. That's what I think. Take it for what it's worth. Is it worth any money? I don't know. I've seen that error on uh, error red. Look at the 4. Almost looks like you see an extra line there. I'll check it out in a second. Same deal with this one, but you know what? I don't like the condition of this penny. And it has a lot of, oh wow, has a lot of damage. Weird damage. Look how cool. I mean, if I could prove that that was an error, look at that. The problem is there's so many other scratches. You know what I'm saying? That becomes the problem with some of these copper pennies. Even though I think that is a die error because it's going right around the letters so perfectly. But you never know. So I'm not going to mess with it, That's just my opinion. I'll put it with the fines. Another misaligned die. Beautiful MS condition. Wasn't for that one little spot, I would have put it into the next level up. But it does have the spot. How about this one? Let me see about that. Make sure that's not dirt. No, I don't think so. It's a beauty, huh? Yeah, I put that with the MS ones also. Only found one that I put into the next level so far, and that's this one. I think that's the nicest penny we found. This one was nice too. This is the one with the misaligned die, right? Wire rim. Yeah, it's the dark spots when you get into a certain condition. That's what you're looking for to see how many dark spots or black marks. $19.70. Don't find too many of those. And what somebody made an observation of was that not one of these pennies so far that I found has a mint mark. I think I mentioned that in episode 242 or 241 that I got a comment saying, "Hey man, not one of those pennies has a mint mark." Looks nicer. Looks nicer like this, right? And you go like that, you can see all the corrosion. I put it into the AU category. So many 64s. That seems to be like the one we found the most of. The eye has a super duper, it's not even a notch, it's like a wedge. In the one, I said I meant one. It's not even a notch. Is that a die? Is that a die error? Well, that's the point of going to these websites and checking out your coins, is to see if it's an identified error or not, right? So you get people who go, "That's not an error." They don't even know. They're just saying stuff, right? If you want to know, you really have to do your research. And then you get other people who say, "Hey, Jess, I got this penny. Does it have an error?" I mean, you see how long it takes to do. I can't do the research for you. You know what I mean? Obviously, if there's one there that I recognize, I'll tell you. If I see an error that I can identify, I'll say, "Hey, yeah, that's this," because I know what it is. But like that notch on the one, I don't know what that is. If you send me a picture of that, I'd have to spend 10, 15 minutes research. I can't do that for every. I can't do that for other people. I'm sorry. I mean, first of all, the channel is really to instruct you and encourage others to do that for themselves, right? That is the point of the channel. So, hopefully that's what people do. I see that in the look at. Oh, I gotta check that out. That looks really interesting inside of his coat. I'll point to it first before I look at it through a loop. So if you want to stop if you want to put it on pause, I'm talking about this. Actually, I see it in quite a few other places. Let me look at this under the loop. That's very interesting. And I hope that little dark spot is a. No, it's. I see what it is. Yeah, it just has some cool looking damage, but it's not a mint error. I was hoping it was, but it's not. It's just got hit there. That's all. It got hit there. All right. I tried. 77, another split rim, misaligned die. Wire rim. See, so many of these so many of these have the motto where it's spread to the south, like in the W. See, it's so common, right? Unless you find out, I guess you can see it there in the end too, and the U. Yeah, I guess we have to look at it too, especially with the misalignment. That's probably where it came from, I'm assuming. All right, I'll put that to the side. All right, you see right there, half hour on the nose. That's what I like. And then we have from parts 1 and 2, we have a bunch of pennies to do research on. Right, so these are the ones for the shorts. These are the ones for research, episode 1. These are the pennies for the shorts, and these are the ones for research. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot. So I'll probably I have to do a whole nother episode just on the research of those 8 pennies on copper coins, which is really, which is really the only website right now I'm using, because it's simple, man. He has that date page. You just click on him, and then I like that about his website. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Please click like and subscribe. Go out there and get some penny rolls from your local bank. Share with me in the comments what you found. Please click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in episode 245, which will probably be the research of those. And again, I wouldn't do on most penny rolls. I'm not going to do much research. Maybe 1 penny or 2 if I'm lucky, but only because these rolls that I got, these special rolls, have all copper. Am I finding so many pennies that need to be looked up? Okay, just as a quick little explanation of why there's so many parts. God bless, and I'll see you in episode 246. 44, 45, 46. Yep.